who stood up and was raising her hand. Can you identify whether you were the person who was in the video?
Thank you very much, Chairman. Precisely so. I was a person in that video.
Can you tell this committee what really happened on the 30th of January 2025, as well as 31st, morning of the 31st January 2025?
Mr. Chairman, on the third day, we were supposed to have actually started proceedings. I'm a member of the committee, so I was really there at the pre-sitting. We were supposed to start at 9 a.m. But we were informed by the chairman that the ranking member, that is the minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Markin, has said that he was having a meeting, and so he can only be available at 10 a.m. So if we could all get to the vetting room by 9:45, so that when we settle down by 10, we will start. We all were here, all we members of the vetting committee. Unfortunately, by 10, they were not, none of the minority members were here, including he, the minority leader, who had given the time as 10. So the chairman pushed the time ahead to 10, about 10:23, 25, thereabouts. And we started. However, unfortunately, just as we started, they came in. And what I saw was a straightforward attack without any provocation on the clerk to the committee. That is the lady by name Gifty Jage. And all
attacked
that was
by who?
By the minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Markin. In fact, I couldn't contain myself, because as a woman and knowing very well that at least there was no provocation, I wasn't comfortable. But it continued for a while, so I had to stand up, because that was when they said, and coming from the minority chief whip, that the vetting will not be done that day. So I stood up and I said, why will the vetting not be done? Because most of those whom I was facing actually were not members of the committee. They had only, I think, come in as observers or subject matter members. So why will we not have the vetting?
You said members that you were facing.
Yes, most of them.
Most of them were not members.
Yes, they were not members of the vetting committee.
Were they from both sides of the house?
No, those I was facing, they were not from both sides, because I sat to the left just as I am sitting now, while they were on my right side as I am sitting now.
When you say
most
they,
of them,
can you
the minority.
Okay.
And we, the majority, on my left side as I am sitting now. So persons like Honorable Befi, one of those who was suspended, Alaji, forgotten his name. He's from the north, but his name has skipped my mind. I think they were actually facing me, including the deputy minority whip and some others. They were all seated when the order came. And I walked up. I said, you are saying you are tired. In fact, that is why you could see me using my hands. If you say you are tired, it's not a problem. What you should do is to leave, so that we, those who are not tired, if we form a quorum, then we go on with the vetting. But you don't come into the middle of the vetting when someone is even seated and you say we shouldn't. I don't think that is fair. So you would have heard one of them, and that is precisely the minority chief whip, saying that they won't go, they won't leave, they will disrupt. And I said, no, you don't need to disrupt. You don't need to disrupt. You simply have to go. If you are tired, even in the chamber, it is that when you are tired, you leave, and those who are there, once this is a committee, if we have a quorum, we'll continue. Then the chairman gave an order to the clerk, who had already administered the oath on the nominee. So when he gave the order, because of the scaring of the attack on her, she refused. She couldn't get up. So I was encouraging her. That is why you would have seen that I turned and I was telling her, get up, give the, you are supposed to listen to the chairman and not to any other person. So administer the oath. Why are you sitting down? Stand up and administer the oath. You are supposed to listen to the chairman and not any other person. Then the swearing, the English would call that one swearing. I mean, use of unsavory words and all those things started. You are an NDC. You will see. We will deal with you if you are a whole host of words. So I stood up. I said, no, you can't go that way. You can. What is the problem of this lady? Please, you people should stop this. Now, I was also trying as much as I can to let the leader understand that as a leader, in fact, I made that statement to him. It's just that maybe my voice was not loud enough. I made that statement to him. I said, as a leader, you are not supposed to go that way. Don't be attacking the lady. Well, I've not seen what the lady has done. Please, can you stop that as a leader? Leader, please. So those who have been observing me when I sat back, you will see I was looking at his direction. But it wouldn't end. Now the order had come, and we all had to stand again, because while we were seated, they decided, and the first person to lift a chair after giving an order that they should call in their people was the minority chief whip. So when he gave the order that they should call in their people, one thing we should note is that this Jerry had also come in to where the nominee was and was saying that he will not be vetted. So the other crowd behind the nominee also stood up against him. Now, when they stood up and he was the only one here, he moved back, but unfortunately, the minority leader, the minority whip, had already lifted the chair and put it on the table, and Honorable Befi also lifted the second chair and put it on the table. Then they started pulling. When the order came from the minority chief whip, Muntutu cables no, Mungi table, Muntutu cables no, Mungi your friend saying tables no, and so on and so forth. So they started pulling. But because we were at the other side and the table is divided as you have seen, we held on to our tables and we were seated. Now, by what order or by what dint, and once that action was taking place, I don't know, Aziz now passed behind and came to the middle and helped in pushing the tables away.
Who is Aziz?
Jerry.
Okay.
And
you mean Honorable Jerry?
Honorable Jerry.
Second Deputy Minority Whip.
Minority, not Jerry John Rawlins.
Okay.
So they started lifting the tables. While they were lifting the tables, the second table from your place was being taken care of by some other members of Goodwill who said that they shouldn't destroy government property. They shouldn't destroy public property. So they were holding on, while the marshals at the back also were trying as much as they can.
Will you be kind enough to tell this committee who were those members who requested
the names, Mr. Chairman, they are new members. I think Jackie, is it Gakwe was one of them. There's another young man, he came in yesterday, but he's a new face.
Okay, Honorable Kofi Ntekunu.
Yes, he was also there. they were those who were trying as much as they can to stop the disruption. But with the help of Honorable Jerry in the middle, they lifted.
Honorable colleague, do you want to look at the video again, or you are okay?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay.
So, in that light, I said, look, what you people are doing is not the best. It's not right. It's not good at all. So, at the end of the day, well, what really happened was an eyesore. While some of the officers, I think the police officers, were trying with the marshals to pull the speakers back, they were also pulling out, leading to the destruction or the spoiling of the speakers that you saw there. And because they lifted the table, and I think something along the line, because I was not really at that place, might have happened, and then the leg of one of that table, the very first one where you are sitting, was broken. So the police and others, as you could see here, actually had no option than to help in carrying the table out. So I think that it was a very bad sin. It was not something good for us. And sometimes we need to be conscious and careful of the fact that although we are here as MPs, we owe it to the people of Ghana, especially our constituents. And I will use this your medium to urge each and every one that we should be very careful in dealing with those that we are working with who are not members of parliament, especially the women, the police, the marshal's office. They respect us a lot, they fear. So sometimes some of the things, they are not, I mean, it's out of respect, not fear. If I say fear, it's just lack of a better word. So we need to know that sometimes they are not able to react as we think. I am saying this because someone can say that, but what were the marshals doing? Meanwhile, the chamber too was sitting. So they were
we'll get to the marshal.
So I am just using the
Thank you so much for narrating what you saw on that day. Colleagues, do you have any question for the honorable witness?